Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the two recent crossover lines that have just dropped in the month of November. This one being the NFL line, which there are four different figures in this line. I decided to get two of them. They did four different sports teams, the Steelers, the Cowboys, and then I believe the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs were the other two, I believe. I am from Colorado, so my team is the Broncos, which was not a choice, so I just went with the ones that I like the colors for. But I did want to leave one of them in the package because I do think it's a cool little way that they packed this guy up in there. And the molds are all identical from what I understand. I don't think there's even any difference in the head sculpts. It's all just in the color, if I understand correctly. But I did want to, you can see how Amazon treats their packages oh so delicately. But I did want to show the cool little pose they got him in the packaging. Jumping up to catch the ball, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. But there is that. And just taking a quick look at the other box. We do have our other helmet here, and we do have the Steelers logo. I think steelsmash is a pretty cool name for a robot. Here we have a picture of the figure without his protective helmet. An interesting head sculpt. Just the team logo on this side. I do like that they sculpted the football laces into the box and sort of gave it that curvature. I think that's pretty neat. We do have a little NFL sticker up here, NFL logo, and on the back we do have our product shots. It is a Transformers crossover, and here we see our robot and football helmet mode. So that's it for the box. And of course we do get our lovely instruction booklet. So there is all of that. But now let's take a quick look at the figure himself. He does have a nice little Autobot symbol there on his chest. It does come with a little football accessory, which is just white with a brown paint job to create the ball, because yeah, there's plenty of white plastic to work with here. We do get some red for the eyes, and the little football helmet, as I'm sure you've probably realized, is removable. It's just got this little sort of a cross peg in the back that just sort of latches onto the back of the head. It holds pretty well, despite the fact that it doesn't really tab in anywhere specifically. It just sort of holds on really well. But I'm not complaining that it holds on. Do get some yellow highlights, in the outer parts of the helmet are mostly black. You do get the mouth guard piece, which is parts forming. Oh no! But it does just plug in right here on his back, so that you essentially have storage for it. Get back in there. So there is that. Yeah, and then of course you can give his helmet back. Yeah. Make sure it closes. There we go. But yeah. Overall, a pretty neat figure. And yeah, this is actually a really fun little mold. I'm not really a big sports guy, but I definitely have been enjoying this figure. He's fun. So yeah, going over articulation here. So we'll actually take this off again. His head is on a ball joint. It is pretty stiff to rotate. Well, it's loosened up a little bit now. Yeah, it was stiff a second ago. But yeah, his head is on a ball joint. The head, the helmet does, again, it's not like super secure, but it doesn't like fall off or anything. But yeah, trying to move it around can kind of open it up and cause it to fall off, so that's why I took it off for that. We do get ball jointed shoulders, so we do get plenty of universal movement. I think there's also a hinge. No, there's not. We do get elbow swivel. We do get 90 degrees at the elbow. We do get in and out at the wrist, mostly for transformation. This shoulder guard piece is on a double hinge, so you can pose that up how you so choose. And these pieces do move, but it's more for transformation. You can sort of see that it's locked in here by this little yellow tab. But if you want, you can like push that in and rotate them around if you want to change their orientation. So there is an option there for that. We do get a very smooth 360 waist, which is actually on a hinge, so you do get ab crunch if you want it, which is always super cool. We do get that far forward of a kick, so can have him kick a field goal. See, I know some football terms. That far back, you do get a full 90 at the knee. It's sort of hard to tell on that side. Actually, I think that's a smidge over 90. Yeah, it is a little bit over 90. These parts can rotate, again, for transformation, but if you want to pose them a little differently, you have some options there. I just like to kind of keep them flush with the front of the leg for the most part. We do have ankle hinge, so you get movement there, again, mainly for transformation, but it is a not a double hinge, a hinge and a ball joint in the foot, so you actually get plenty of movement there. And of course, being a ball joint, you get plenty of movement in that foot. We do also get a heel spur, just in case you want to give them some extra support. We do have a thigh swivel. I talked about the waist. I think I covered everything. Yeah, pretty sure. But yeah, overall, a fun figure, even for someone who's not really that into sports like I am. This is just actually a really well done mold, and it's really fun. I really do enjoy it. Because this guy actually shipped first, and the second one came like 5 days later. And I thought about canceling it after I got the first one, but honestly, I just liked the mold enough that I was like, yeah, I think I still want to. So, there is that. We'll do a couple of quick comparisons here. Let's see, who we got? Here he is next to the War for Cybertron Megatron for a Voyager comparison. Here he is next to Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus for a leader. And for a deluxe, let's do an Insecticon. So you can see he's a decent sized deluxe. But now let's go ahead and move on to the transformation. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to take the football away, and then we are also going to unplug the mouth guard section from his back and just set that off to the side. We're going to flip in those heel spurs, and then we're going to come up here to the arms, flip his hands in, and you can totally leave the helmet on, so don't worry about that. And we're going to bring this back section down. I can get the right grip on it. There we go. And we just sort of want to pop this one loose, and then this forward chest piece will pop forward, and we'll bring that up. It's on a big double hinge section. And then we are going to adjust these. We're going to push them in a little bit so that that tab loosens up, and then we're going to rotate them up. Push this in. Get that around. Push this in. And then we are going to straighten out the arm, and we're going to bring the shoulder guard piece up on that double hinge, and you can see there's a little divot. See if I can get the light to hit it right. Just right here. The light's not hitting it very well. Right there. And a little tab. So just put those sections together. Do the same on the other arm. Make sure those are secure. Gonna bring this whole section up, and it is, oh, actually, that's why it's not doing it. We do want to bend his waist joint forward, and then bring this back, and these two sections will connect together right here. And then we want to flip the head in, then connect them, like so. Then this will come up and around. There we go, and it'll sort of soft click into place. And we can bring these arms back and just compress them. Okay, yeah, there is a joint there in his shoulder. It's not like a full hinge, I don't think. Yeah, this little yellow piece does squish in a little bit right there, as you can see, just to bring his arm the rest of the way in. Things are catching. And now I'm bumping the camera. There we go. Get that all together. Then bring this side down and in. There we go. And then we're going to rotate these forward. As you can see, they're just going to line up. And then you push it in. And they do have tiny little, like, I'm not even sure if I would really call them tabs, but they do have little, like, sort of pin, notch, something to get them lined up. And there you basically have the first half of the helmet. As for the feet, we are going to bring them up on that hinge like so, and this little tab on his toe is going to go into the slot in his leg like so. Then we are going to bring these sections here down. They are on a double hinge, so you just want to make sure you get them all the way down. And then we want to bring these back a little bit, or actually no, I think, yeah, you want to bring them forward. You want the white piece to line up. And then you are just going to fold his legs, and they will collapse all the way in. Probably should have mentioned that in our articulation, that you can move these, but I forgot. Anyway, then we're going to bring this together. You can see there are two tabs. They'll interlock. And then we'll just bring this in. And these little tabs on his knees, you can see the little white tabs, are actually going to go, they're going to go on either side of this little white stripe. It's hard to see the slots, but that's actually where they go. You just kind of compress this all together. And then you can see there are interlocking tabs here in this section as well. Here and here. Bring those up. Make sure that this is lining up. Usually this just kind of goes right into place. Let me adjust this a little more. Get these white pieces lined up. There we go. Get that lined up. Get that lined up. Now let's try it. Squish this in. Lock those side pieces. It's fighting me because the camera's on. There we go. Put that in. Push on this back section. There we go. There is the helmet all formed. And now we take the mouth guard piece. And you can see there is a little spur right there. And you just plug the football right there for your alt mode storage. And I forgot to mention that these parts move, though it's really just a backpack piece. It's not really something I see myself messing with, but there is a hinge on this part and a little hinge here. Anyway, so now we're going to bring this in, and there are three divots on each side, and 1, 2, 3 pegs And we'll just bring this in, plug it in on one side, make sure all 3 points are in, and then we'll just line up those little slot tabs for the metal bracing. Do that, and make sure that you get the one here underneath as well. And we just make sure those are all tabbed in, and there we go. We have him in his helmet mode, and it looks pretty darn cool. Obviously there is a huge hollow space here because, you know, it is an empty helmet for the most part, so that could be considered a little bit of an eyesore, but still I think it's a really cool little figure. And I really do like the I like that they're expanding these crossovers a bit to include just pretty much whatever they want. It feels like at this point, you know, I'm on board. I want to see what other crazy stuff they come up with, because we did just get this and the Hot Wheels one this month. You know, we've gotten plenty of like older franchises. We've gotten you know, other 80s crossovers and stuff. We're getting a second Stranger Things crossover, and that one looks really exciting. I want to get that one when it comes out next year. There's a lot of interesting crossover figures that they've been doing, so definitely approve of that. So for a couple comparisons, set him down, bring the camera down a little bit. So first of all, here he is next to another deluxe, being the reissue Beachcomber. Here he is next to a Voyager in Soundwave. Here he is next to Commander Ultra Magnus. Just give you an idea of him next to a bigger figure. And there is one other comparison I wanted to make. Him next to a Headmaster Deluxe. Yeah, I think it would have been really cool if like they had just left like maybe right here somewhere, had added like a little port to you know, insert a Headmaster, and you could have put it on your, you know, Titan Headmasters. I think that would have been a really cool bonus feature. But, you know, maybe they just didn't think of that. Maybe, you know, they couldn't get it approved by the, you know, NHL people. Who knows? But we can dream. We can dream. But yeah, he is about the size of a Headmaster. A little bit bigger, but, I mean, honestly, if you were to, like, you know, you could almost fit that on there if it wasn't for the robot inside. It's pretty close to the right size. But yeah, fun little detail. But yeah, overall, again, this is just a fun figure. Again, you know, I'm sure there are plenty of other people who really care, especially people who don't really have any interest in sports. I didn't get this for the sports factor. I got this for the Transformer crossover factor, obviously. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this mold. It's actually surprisingly fun. And yeah, all of the complaints I have really are nitpicks. Just you know, obviously having a bunch of space in here is because, you know, it's supposed to be a helmet that would like go over a head, so there's going to be some empty space in there to get the right shape and everything. I do wish that maybe the little robot football helmet like actually like tabbed in a little bit, rather than just sort of like closing over and sitting. But again, it doesn't really fall off, so it's not really a big deal. But yeah, I don't really have too many complaints. This is not sitting flush for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why it's not stay put. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have too many complaints here. I think I'd actually give this guy like, I think a 9, honestly, because I don't really have too many complaints about it. And again, it is a really fun figure, enough that, you know, I decided to get a second one when I really didn't need to, just to, you know, have some variation. I really do think it's a fun figure. So those are my personal thoughts on the NFL crossovers. And this was my review of the Steel Smash variant for the Steelers. I hope you all enjoyed, and this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.